Hi, I'm Greg.
Hi, I'm Alice.
Hi, I'm Julia.
And today we're talking about standing up to bullying.
Am I? I don't know yet.
Now, if you're being bullied, it can make you feel really upset and sad, and it can knock your self-confidence, and that can sometimes prevent you standing up for yourself. Why do you think bullying makes you feel like that?
Deep down, everybody wants to be accepted. So when you get bullied, you feel that like you're being rejected, and that feels terrible. And it can trigger some mental health illnesses, make you feel anxious and not confident about yourself.
I'd definitely say anxiety is a thing. I feel like it knocks your confidence. I also think it makes you feel kind of isolated and lonely. So I feel like it pushes you aside a little bit. It means you might not have the group of friends that you want.
Do you think that standing up for yourself would really help to stop the bullying?
I think in some circumstances it might. Maybe after you've tried a lot of other avenues, maybe you've gone to a teacher, a friend, a parent, asked them what they could do. If that's not helped, maybe it's time to say something to the actual bully, but you have to make sure you're safe before you do that. You don't want to get yourself into any physical fights or any bad situations. You don't want to start a fight, you don't want to be the instigator of anything like that, so maybe talk to them in an adult manner. If that's not going to help, again, go back to a teacher or a friend and hopefully something can be sorted for you.
I think that's a really good point. What do you think the difference is between being aggressive or being assertive?
Being assertive is just being confident and sticking up for yourself and saying that you don't agree with the things that the person is saying. But being aggressive is like literally being violent or swearing at the person or maybe hitting them physically, and that's totally not the answer.
Body language, tone of voice. Try and stay kind of calm, tone of voice. Don't be looking like you're about to fight them. Try and approach it in a kind of calm, collected manner, and hopefully you can get across the things you want to say without coming off aggressive to that person.
Now, what I really want to hear is your top tips for being assertive.
The first thing that for me was the most important when I was at school was never changing who I am and the things I do and the way I dress and the way I look just to please other people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Sticking to what you like and what you love. I, as a YouTuber, experienced people thinking it was really weird, and now people that I was at school with think it's really cool. So maybe taking a friend with you, not to gang up on them, just for a bit of kind of moral support. I know I've been there, so hopefully things like that can help. I like to think that I'm just going to kind of move past what people are saying about me or towards me and just become a better person. I just kind of want to prove them wrong. I want to not make those things that they're saying be true. It makes me want to try harder to prove them wrong, to be honest.
And I think as well your body language really helps. So if you sit up straight and if you look them in the eyes when if you look them in the eyes when they're talking to you, and if you don't apologize for everything, because I used to do that when I was at school. Like when someone bumped into me and it was their fault, I would say sorry. That sends that message that you're insecure and stuff.
What happens, for example, if you've been bullied online?
I'm getting a lot better at dealing with it. I used to respond to people leaving hate comments, and I realised that's what they want. They're fueling the fire. They want me to have a reaction to that. So now I've learned to kind of read it, maybe take on board something they've said and just press the delete button. It's the best way, and it saves me from panicking or stressing or worrying about what it is they have said. Ignoring and blocking, maybe reporting them if you can. The mute button on Twitter is the best invention in the world because they don't know that you've blocked them and they can just keep arguing to themselves. And then just take screenshots just in case anything escalates, just to protect yourself. But other than that, I think blocking and ignoring is probably a good shout.
Now, I have to ask, what happens if you're in a situation where you've taken the courage to stand up for yourself and unfortunately it's made things worse? What should you do then?
I'd say to go and speak to someone, not of power, just someone a little bit higher up. For example, I'm at university, so I might go and speak to student services. If you're at school, go and speak to your head of year, your head teacher, just someone who might have a little bit more of a say in things that could help you out.
And don't forget, if you're looking for someone to talk to, you can talk to Childline, either online, over the phone, or via the For Me app. And of course, when someone's being bullied, it doesn't just affect that person, but it can affect their friends and family as well. And you don't want to see someone that you care about being in that situation. What do you think you would do if you had to stand up for a friend or someone that you cared about and if they were being bullied?
I personally had an experience when I was being bullied at school. I was very, very shy and I wouldn't stand up for myself. But I had this best friend that she would always stand up for me, and she actually managed to stop the bullying. And that was so helpful and really made a big difference.
I think it is a kind of a scary thing because you yourself don't want to get involved with being bullied, but I think it's definitely a situation where it's strength in numbers. You're not going to go and physically fight them. You're just going to stand up, be assertive and say, look, we don't like what you're doing to us. Let's sort this out. Let's try and not sort of fix this, I guess. But I've definitely been there when I've been on the other end and I've been getting bullied and I felt like no one else was on my side. So I think it definitely helps if you've got friends around you who would want to kind of stick up for you.
And finally, I want to ask, what's your top tips for standing up to bullying?
Mine is don't change who you are for them. So no matter what it is they're saying about you, stick to the things you love, because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to grow up and be doing.
And remember that school doesn't last forever. And when you're a grown up living your life, it's not going to make any difference if you were popular at school or not.
Thank you so much for coming today. It's been great to chat to you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.